Welcome to the Daily Dish with New York Times bestselling author Leanne Ely. Putting vibrancy back into your everyday life and feeding your heart, mind, body, and soul. Join us every day at 1 p.m. Eastern for Motivational Monday, Tuesday's Tip, Wise Woman's Wednesday, Thirsty Thursday, Food Fight Friday, and of course Q&A, where no question is off limits, and Soulful Saturday. Here is your host, Leanne Ely, and the Daily Dish.
The dream team is in the house! And so are you. Happy Saturday! Y'all, it's Soulful Saturday. Who is ready to get down to it? We're going to finish our bridge building series today. I'm pretty excited about that. And I'm happy to see, goodness gracious, look at all of you who are here. First of all, Amber, Jenny, and Lindsay is in the house. Of course, Jocelyn's here. Mary Ann is here. Oh, look at this. It's all moving around. That means everybody's just coming in the door. Doris, Lily, Kathy, Sarah. 5 weeks till full bloom. I'm holding my breath. I hope everything stays good. We have to be praying about this, y'all. Jackie, Joey, Carla, Sharon, Susan, Lucy. Hello, 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 hello. I'm delighted to see you all. Really delighted. Love Saturdays. Love Soulful Saturday. And I love this whole series. Boy, oh boy, we're going to finish it up with a great big capital C, starting with that. We're going to talk about consistency. That's my that's my word of the year. And it's been really helping me out. As a matter of fact, I'm wearing a t-shirt. It says Warrior on it, by the way. Love this t-shirt. You can see me wearing this t-shirt doing I think it's our biggest video that we ever did on telling you how to create bone broth. But let me tell you, couldn't wear this shirt for a long time. The pandemic made it just super tight. And today I've been sporting it. I love being able to pull out clothes and they fit and they're loose and it's also fabulous. Don't you love that? Lucy and Terry are here as well. And Simone, hello. I'm so glad to see you. So just, I'm just going to preface this with everything. We've been seeing all of this stuff about all the viruses, garbage going on and everything. And I have to tell you, I'm so peeved. I'm so done with this coronavirus. And we all have our opinions on vaccinations. Can I just say that we all have them? I have mine and, I have my own path on that, and you need to make yours as well. But I'm just going to tell you, we are right now going back into some old stuff, and I don't like it at all. Hi, Joanne. Hi, Mary Ann. So let's just hope and pray that we are still able to do full bloom in person because it's getting bad out there, y'all. So we need to pray about that, and also, consider perhaps that maybe a vaccine is in your future. And there I said it. I don't know. Just take a look at what's going on. Hello, Karthik from India. Anyway, I'm glad you're all here and I'm glad everybody is, excited about full bloom. And if you are considering coming, would you go take a look at our page, savingdinner.com/bloom. Take a look at that. And also the other thing that I would say is, our virtual, it's happening regardless. It's happening. It just might have to shift a little bit. I don't know. I want in person so bad. I have so many necks I want to hug, including my own team that we've never met. And we're all close as can be and we have never met. So I'm really, I'm anxious about all of this, let's just say. And I'm just, we've had lots of discussions internally. So I just want it to happen. That's all. Are you with me on that? Pinky's up for full bloom going full steam ahead. Our supplement of the week is our Wise Women's CalMag. And I'll tell you what, this is an amazing formulation. We're not going to see this a lot of places because it is based on the latest research, which is telling us, make sure that your calcium is 1-to-1. We need 1-to-1. You know why we need 1-to-1? I'm telling you, because we don't want calcium deposits in our arteries, nor do we want kidney stones. That can happen when we are out of whack. Most of calcium CalMag supplements out there. It's a 3-to-1 ratio with, and we do need calcium in those bones, but we also need collagen in the bones. We need other minerals in the bones, and magnesium is absolutely critical. So check it out, savingdinner.com/show. When you get our supplement of the week, it is buy 3, get 1 free. Isn't that cool? Yes. I love that. And by the way, this is our Full Bloom. You remember this? Those of you who came to Full Bloom, this was in the swag bag. I love this. And I've stuck, if you can see on the bottom there, one of those blender balls in there, and it keeps my hot melt mix just all nice and mixy. Don't you love that? I love little tricks. Did you see that we have a new Full Bloom? We have a new deck, a new quote deck. Look, with our beautiful new branding. Isn't it gorgeous? So I love this, obviously. You know I love this. Yes, it is a genius idea. That's my idea. Clump. The reason it clumps is that a little bit of MCT oil in, which is great because that's going to make it travel. That's going to get it right into you, which we want. But we also don't want it all clumpy up. We don't want it all clumped up on the bottom. So use not cold water, but just regular room temperature water when you're doing this, and use put a blender ball in there and it'll just blend it all up. So let me show you one of the quotes. Those who don't believe in magic will never find it. Ooh, is that a cosmic 2x4 or what? The cave you fear to enter holds the treasure that you seek. One of my most favorite quotes from Joseph Campbell. This is a good meditative quote too. These are one of the things that I do too when I go to bed at night, and my mind starts to go, wow, let's think about all the things to do. Sometimes what I'll do is just start meditating on a quote. I really invite you to do that because it really helps to talk to your subconscious, because 95% of the time we are in our subconscious. We're not even realizing what's going on. We're not present in our lives. Isn't that sad? I want you to be there though for it, because this is the exciting stuff. Hi, Jane. New quote of the week right here. In a world of doing, it's important to take a moment to just breathe, to just be. You know what? This is a permission slip to just be. We get on the boat on Friday night. It's 5:00 and I'm like, come on, let's go. Grab the dog. We get on our boat and we just sit. And one of the things that we've done, instead of just, like we're driving along this way and driving along the shoreline, is we just go into the middle and just float, and just float and watch and listen and watch the fish and the turtles and all of that. To just be. It's so calming. And I always imagine that my blood pressure is just coming way, way down. And I'm just like super chill. But we need to do that. We need to do that once a day. Just be. Because just being is enough. Amen? I think that's good. What else do I have to tell you today? I don't even have my notes in front of me. I think that's it. You've seen this too, right? I have grit, not quit. You can find those at savingdinner.com/quote. Love them. Oh, I know what it was going to do, and I didn't do it. Well, I'll do it on Monday, but I'm going to do show and tell from the pop-up boutique. All of my stuff came, and I got to show it to you because it's so stinking cute. All the cuteness, the mug, the everything. We have one of those stainless mugs, but it's with all of our, it looks like this. Like this is a mug that came, but it's like a travel mug. Darling, you will love it. And the flip-flops, oh my gosh, the flip-flops, forever. I'm just going to wear them all the time. I just love it. So Q&A is always on Fridays, by the way. You know that, right? And if you didn't see yesterday's Q&A, we had some really good questions because we got into the weeds a little bit about getting off that carousel of crazy and understanding that what we're doing is going to create the life that we maybe want to lead or not want to lead. And that if we can just stay consistent, which is what today's topic is greatness is consistency. And greatness like this kind of consistency that we're talking about, that's your number one bridge builder. Yeah, number one bridge builder. I'm going to unpack that a little bit for you today. And I've just noticed this so much in my own life, how it has made such an incredible difference. Stop worrying about one thing and put your focus on another. Wow, what a difference that makes. That's the consistency that we need to do. We're going to talk about that. But we talked about it quite a bit on Friday about staying consistent, not going off the rails, and how sometimes it's a matter of life and death, especially, if you have some kind of a chronic disease that has now popped up and you're not getting a lot of hopeful stuff from your doctor. There's a way to check that box and to just fix it. And I want you to listen to yesterday's Q&A, and it just might be the thing you need to hear. That's yesterday's Q&A, by the way. But if you have a question, do send it in. And I don't care how detailed or if you think it's stupid or whatever, I'll help you. That's what I'm here for. Send it in to support@savingdinner.com. Question for Leanne on Friday. Okay? And don't forget, on Monday, there it is, we are going to learn about the collagen challenge. Boy, do I love my collagen. And you should too, because of what collagen can do. I'm hiding underneath it. What collagen can do for you is just going to blow you away. If you don't understand the impact of collagen, if you don't understand how fasting plus collagen equals everything changes, you got to be here for that. What do you say? Check it out at savingdinner.com/collagen and go get signed up. Plus, we always have a good time because we do it on Crowdcast and we can play music and hang out and have a good time. What do you think? We're also hydrating. Hydration challenge starts on Monday. So we teach every Monday. There's something happening. There's a change, and then we teach in the evening about what's coming up. Okay. So 7 p.m. Eastern is when your collagen challenge stuff is. I love the collagen challenge. So today we're going to be talking about consistency, because that was my, I thought and prayed about what my word of the year is going to be and getting my goals together, using my Take Back Your Life journal, by the way, which is so amazing. August 9th is when the webinar is, Lucy. August 16th is when it starts for the collagen one, okay? Joanne's already in it. Carla is already in it. I love it. So we're going to talk now, we're going to build some bridges here. We're going to talk about this bridge building thing because we've been in it all week. Have you noticed that we've talked about, like the number one component for building a bridge is being willing to do it, right? Because you got to do it. We are here. We want to get here. Well, to get, there's a gap. There is a gap. That gap requires a bridge to be built. You cannot otherwise get there. There's no jumping into that gap and swimming across. You've got to build the bridge. It requires a design, a plan. It requires rolling up your sleeves and getting your hands dirty. It requires tools. This is why I'm adamant about you knowing about our tools and using them. And most of them have, like the Take Back Your Life journal. That has a training that goes with it. And that's important because that training is going to get you to the place of understanding exactly why you're doing what you're doing. And when we have those aha moments and connect with why we're doing something, boy, does that change our minds. It changes our minds. It impacts our minds. It engraves itself on our prefrontal cortex. It's fantastic. My 12-week journal is just, it does that because you write those 3 goals out every single day. No, it's not long. And I teach you how to bring all the things that you want to do and bring them down into I am statements that are declarative and manifestos for your life for the next 12 weeks. And as we write them down, we're imprinting that onto our psyche. We're imprinting it onto our psyche. Yes, it's in the shop. Yeah, look at this, Carla. Wait, who's asking about this in the shop? Yes, it's in the shop. Yes, Carla. The chat's busy, Lucy, I know. Thank you. Marianne says you equip us for a success. That's exactly right. That's my hope anyway. And that's why I'm here. I'm really more like the orchestra leader and just saying, you play this part, you play that part. This is how we're going to do. This is how all these parts work. And then when they're all played together, it's amazing. It's why we use a mindful mug. It's why we use the quotes. And it's why we use our journals. The journals set the framework of the path. This is what we want. These brand new, beautiful, by the way, quote decks. That's going to create an environment and help set our minds set on something, on what it is that we want. And then as we sit down with a mindful mug before a meal, we realize and recognize that we have control over this meal after all. All the things, all the things. All of these tools are at savingdinner.com/tools, by the way, if you want to read about them. So, I just consider this all important. I consider it all important. And these tools made themselves. And the reason why is because staying consistent required a change in environment. Staying consistent required that I do something different, that I needed to keep reminding myself on it every single day, all throughout the day. It's not just one and done. We have to change our minds. And to change our minds that's how consistency is born, and that's how things happen. So James Clear said that greatness is consistency. That because greatness is found in consistency. You can't become great on anything without it. And so if we're going to, think about this. Don't you want to be great in some things? Don't you want to be great, have a great marriage? Well, then you need to be a great partner. Don't you want to be great in your job? Then you need to learn how to be great and consistent in that job. If you want good habits, you're going to have to learn how to create great habits that serve you. Not my habits, your habits. Not somebody else's habits, but yours. Because part of the whole carousel of crazy is that so often we want to emulate the guru and do what the guru is doing when it doesn't work for you. That's why it has to be a custom, unique plan. That's why it is, I'll give you a framework for what I believe works, but you've got to adjust it the way it's going to work for you. I don't have children at home anymore, so my life's going to look a little bit different than like Vanessa's, who's got little girls at home and she's homeschooling them. It's going to look different than my life's going to look different than hers. Therefore, my habits are going to be a little bit different. I'm going to time things differently than she is. We have to have a little bit of a loose hand with ourselves so that we can get there. But you know what focus does? Focus helps to create this consistency when we focus on these things. And that's what our tools do too. They help us to focus on our mindset. They help us to focus on the food that we're eating. They help us to focus on the goals and the vibrant life that we want to live. And if we've got that focus, we can create consistency. They go hand in hand. They're like little friends. Remember your best friend? My best friend and I used to hold hands and skip. So cute, little girls. You do that. Best friends for life. Pinky swears and laying on the ground and, making clover crowns and looking at the clouds and playing in each other's backyards and doing all the things. But that's what consistency is. And that's what focus is together. Those two things together are just amazing. Because when your focus is right and you're focusing on the right things, that consistency comes in easy peasy. It's easy. Simple, rather, maybe, than easy. At the beginning, it's always tougher, right? Think about this way, because what the juicy secret is that goes right along with consistency, it's momentum. You build momentum when you decide to become consistent. When you decide that bridge building requires consistency every single day in, day out, without fail, every single day. And just because you missed your appointment with yourself or whatever, does that mean it's over and you're done and you messed up and that's it? No, it just means you adjust a little bit and you get back on that horse. You do it again and again. So I believe that the juicy secret to all of this, besides the focus and the consistency, is the momentum. Momentum is amazing. And think about it. When you're putting, we've all seen momentum in action with dominoes, right? But the hardest part is putting those dominoes up. And once those dominoes are up and you press that one domino, boom, they all come down. Well, that's momentum. Momentum is the quality of motion as in a moving body measured as a product of its masses and velocity. That's the physics thing. But you know what else? There's magnitude and direction involved. I love that. Magnitude and direction, because your goals, that is magnificent magnitude right there. It is, because that direct directly impacts the quality of the life that you're wanting to lead. And it gives you direction on where you're going to go next. It's like laying those dominoes down. Boom, 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 boom. It's incredible how this whole thing works. And the impetus gained by a moving object is just, you gain impetus. That's the ball rolling down the hill. Same idea. Momentum. I love momentum because it starts making things so much easier. Have you noticed that? So the other thing that we have to look at, though, is because if you want to get to momentum, you know what you need to remember? You can't do it without the movement. Momentum doesn't happen when it's standing still. There needs to be action behind it. Yeah. Put those little dominoes down, press one, boom, down they all go. Think about that the next time you're thinking, oh, this is too hard, this is whatever. Well, it's just all you're doing is putting those dominoes in a row. That's it. So consistency is the tool used to build the bridge. And how do you create that? Well, I've got for you, I don't know how many things. I wrote a bunch of things down. How many did I? I've got 7 things. Yay, I like the number 7. The first thing that you need to do is you need to show up no matter what. And you know what? Sometimes we don't show up all the way. Sometimes we show up reluctantly. Sometimes we show up and we're saying, I don't want to be here. Sometimes we're showing up and we're just like, all I'm doing is just getting by. That's enough. You don't have to show up and say, I'm all in and here I am and look at me. It doesn't have to be like that every time. But showing up, you know what? This is your appointment with yourself. This is how you get to the place that you want to go. You've got to show up. Showing up, man, that's half the battle. And then number 2 is, what happens when we have the BHEs? You know what the BHEs are, right? The big, hairy excuses. Well, consistency takes those big, hairy excuses and goes, bing, there they go. And they get scattered. It's like a cockroach in the dark. Scatter, get out of here. We don't want that. We don't want obstacles in our way. And what are excuses except those obstacles that get in our way? And how often have we made so many flimsy excuses so that we couldn't follow through? I'm just too tired today. Welcome to the club. I'm tired too. I'm going to do it anyway. What about you? That's what consistency does. Consistency takes those big, hairy excuses, the BHEs, and says, eh. By the way, that noise, do you like that? That's how we learned how to teach Lincoln to stop jumping up. You make that noise. Eh. It's my buzzer noise. And it's just amazing how it works. Consistency. If you want to know about dog training and how to get your dog trained, consistency. If you don't have consistency, you're not going to get that dog to sit. You're not going to get him to come. You're not even going to be able to take him on a leash. You know about that? You know about that, right? I knew you'd love that, Sarah. No more BHEs. Pinky's up, man. You know why pinky's up? Because obstacles are going to hold you back from the life that you want to live. Big time. And you know what obstacles are? Your BHEs. Really? Right. You think it's a big, hairy excuse? It's not. It's stupid. We all have reasons why we can't do something, but we all have a reason why we can too. Think about that. And maybe it's not going to work. Oh, but I can't. 10 o'clock, blah, blah, blah. So guess what? Then you say, okay, 11 o'clock, game on, sister. Are you going to be consistent, or are you going to allow yourself to be robbed of the life you want to live because of a bunch of excuses? That's what it is. Consistency shows up though, right? Didn't we just talk about that? You show up no matter what. Consistency minimizes those BHEs. And guess what else? This is the part where momentum comes in. It gets easier and easier. It does. You show up and do it. You show up and do it. You show up and you do it. And remember when we talked about willingness? Remember when we talked about this whole thing? It was BJ Fogg's idea of where you go with when you're starting something, you hit the trigger, you high five, you get all the chemical reaction going on in your brain, and you make a short path to a habit that you want created in just a few days. Because we've all heard, it takes 21 days to build a habit. And then the new research came out and said, it takes 66 days. And everybody went, wah, wah. I did. And then BJ Fogg says, no, it doesn't. You just need to know how to operate those brain chemicals of yours. What? That, to me, that's secret sauce right there. That's momentum, because it gets a little easier and a little easier and a little easier. Don't you love that? Think about the time, who here learned how to drive a car? Anyone? Who here learned how to drive a stick shift? I did. I had a Volkswagen. And I will tell you, the most scary thing I ever did was driving a stick shift in San Francisco and be perched on a hill. Yeah. But you know what? That's when you're concentrating and you're on it. Oh boy, are you concentrating on you're on it. But you know what? After a while, it's easier, and it gets easier. And you're driving a stick shift just second naturally. You don't even have to think about it. You're just doing it, except on the hills in San Francisco. But that's how it is with everything. Everything requires getting over a hump. The more you do it, the better you get at it. Just like that stick shift. The more you do, the better you get at it. And you could look at your life on everything. And there's all kinds of things. Maybe you learned how to speak a second language, and all of a sudden one day, didn't you get a little bit more fluent at it? I spoke really horrible Spanish, and I still speak horrible Spanish, but I could have a conversation, and I was fluent in Spanish, but without conjugated verbs and just terrible. Tractor, same thing. Noreen says, yeah, tractor. Same. I learned how to drive a tractor. You learned how to drive a Geo Metro hatchback. Well, mine was a Volkswagen, 1965 Volkswagen Bug. Loved it. Loved that car. And anybody could break into it with any key. You could open it and drive it. It was a great little car. But I also learned how, to do and think about when you're first learning how foreign and weird it feels. That's how it is for anything. And we don't like foreign and weird. There's associations of risk. There's association. Your amygdala is just going blah. Don't want to do it. But guess what? The more you do it, the easier it becomes. And that is something that we can look forward to. I just got to get over this hump. We got to keep looking at that. I'm just like, just got to get over the hump. This is going to be hard, but then I got to get over the hump. It's easy when you can get over the hump. I love that. And you want to hear something else? Number 4, it's comforting. It's comforting. It's comforting for you. It's comforting for others. Do you know why? You're going to love this. When you fulfill an expectation of yourself, you feel amazing. You feel amazing. Like, I can do this. You're giving yourself an internal high five. And you know what else? You feel like, I can do this. I can do other things as well. You see yourself in a new life, and you think, okay, all this failure talk and I can't do it and all this, that's garbage. I've got this. It's so good. It's fun. So as you're here, what is it, day 5 on the sprint? How are you feeling? Amazing? Can you look at yourself, and especially if this is your first one, and say, I didn't think I was going to be able to do this, but I've been doing it and I've hung in there. Apply that to other things. We get to do that. Apply it to all the other things, because there's patterns here. And that's one of the things that I love about consistency. Patterns give you that comfort of going through, following through, making it happen. And oh my gosh, then we're building back in that remember the trigger. Remember the trigger. High fives. You did it. You're amazing. Well, you feel that momentary, yeah, okay, yeah. And you're telling your brain, connect with this. So do you see what's happening here? Do you see the confidence level building in yourself? Do you see, there's a little boost to that self-esteem? Of course. And number 5, there's a compounding effect involved. You know why? You go beyond momentum, and these new consistent habits start to add up on a daily basis. That consistency, man, that bridge is getting built. Not only is it getting built, but it's beautiful. And it's done exactly to your specs. Yours, not mine. yours. We all have bridges that need to be built. What do you want yours to look like? Huh? What wood are you going to use? What design do you have in mind? You know, you get to determine that. And because you get to determine that, you get to create the exact vibrant life that you want to live. That's getting off the carousel of crazy, lovelies, completely, 100%. Because now you're taking responsibility for your life. You're not asking some guru over here, hey, can you help me to do this? Because I don't know anything. I just want you to tell me what to do. And it doesn't fit. How many times have we done that? Getting off the carousel of crazy recognizes your own sovereignty of yourself, who you are, who you want to be, how you want to show up in your life, the way you want to do it. You get to measure that result. You get to create it exactly the way you want to. To me, that's exhilarating and freeing all at the same time, because it's on you. And you know what? You know what to do. You know what you want. That's your intuitive, beautiful self knowing. It's there already. It's there already. It's just up to you to bring it out and to start building it consistently on a daily basis, exactly the way you want it done. So, think about weight loss, for example. Think about all the people in our group Noreen. I'm looking at Noreen. I'm looking at Joanne. I'm looking at Jocelyn. All of these lovelies, all of them. Think about them. Sarah. What do they all have in common? They all have in common consistency. They all have in common the fact that they knew exactly what they were going to do. They created their program. They had their blueprint out, and they were all about building that bridge. The bridge got built on a daily basis from here to there. We all have the gap, but we can't travel. We have to walk on something. I heard yesterday, I was doing I was on the bike, and I was doing my HIIT training on the bike. And I hope I can remember. The journey is, oh boy, I'm going to have to find it. But what I remembered is all about the journey. It's all about the journey. And I've got to find it. It's such a beautiful, beautiful quote, because it's going to go in the next quote deck. I'm telling you, it's that gorgeous. But our journey is our consistency, and our consistency is our journey. And if we can embrace that, we can embrace the building, and we're willing to get hot and sweaty in doing it. We're willing to do the work that requires us to do. And I will tell you, when we're losing weight and hopefully never finding it again, right? We don't want to find it. We want to lose it forever into the great abyss, of course. But it's the consistency of every single day, of being in it every single day. We lose weight by the ounce, It's just a little bit here and a little bit there. And without consistency, it's not going to happen. Without consistency, it's just going to be, here you go. There's your 5 pounds. Yay! Sprint's over. 5 pounds are back, maybe with a few friends. That's the carousel of crazy. Or do you take these principles and you say consistently, this is what I'm going to do. This makes sense because look what it did for me. This makes sense. This makes me feel better. This makes sense. I'm off of medications. My pants are loose. This makes sense. And that making sense part is where we get to plug in the consistency of making sense for ourselves. Making sense. The journey is the goal and the reward. That's right. Oh man, I've got such a beautiful quote on the journey. I've got to find it. It's Christine Diarco, I guess is her. She has a big long last name. She's my bike instructor from yesterday. She was so good. Anyway, consistency, also number 6, changes the way you see yourself, right? Let me ask you, all of you who've had such great results on doing the sprint, have you noticed that you've changed? Are you different than before the sprint? Not just in clothing size, not just in the pair of jeans that you're wearing, but what's changed? Have you noticed that? You have a better self-image of yourself. You start to believe in yourself, and you believe in what it is that you're doing, and you believe in your construction and your ability to make that bridge. You believe in the vision that you have for that bridge, and that you can get in there daily and start hammering away. It's a requirement. But you know what the best part about this whole thing is with consistency, you see yourself in an entirely different light, right? An entirely different light. Mimi says 3 weeks without eating or buying chips. It's crazy that I can say no to that now. It's not even a craving of mine anymore. That's from consistency, Mimi, right there. Just absolutely 100% framed it up. Consistency. Because consistency, like with the chips, Mimi, I mean, you can go up and down and up and down and up and down, chips and no, chips and no, and chips and no. And then you're just going to be like, it's crazy. I had a conversation with my mother when, I told you about the hip replacement surgery they wanted to give her. And I said, just give me 30 days of consistent sticking with the course, stay the course. And of course I got a lot of back and forth. I'm not going to do this and blah, 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 blah. But you know what she said? You know what she said at the end? I'm so glad I did this. That consistency showed her a different path, and she was pain-free. She was absolutely in love with this whole idea. And she was a zealot, she was an evangelist for this way of eating. She'd tell everybody, oh, you talk to my daughter. It was amazing. Jocelyn said, Jocelyn's lost, 35 pounds, 40? I have strength, mentally strong, and able to do what I need to keep on track. And that's consistency right there. That's built Jocelyn's bridge. And Jocelyn shows up too. Showing up is half the battle. Number 1. Number 7 is line up consistently with your goals and watch how this whole thing happens. Because we have goals in our lives, don't we? We don't just have goals about changing our weight. We have goals of what we want in relationships, goals with what we want with our careers, goals with what we want with our spiritual selves. We have goals. And can you imagine, this is just one thing. This is one item on that goal list. Weight loss, for example. But consistency with it shows us that we can do consistency with the other stuff. And yes, vision boards. My vision board, I tell you this all the time, my vision board contained my house here. Always. So what I'm saying to you right now, and what I'm asking and begging you to do, is to look at your consistency. Is it there? If your consistency isn't there, then the life you want to lead isn't there either. It's that important. Vibrancy is found on the other side of consistency. Vibrancy is found as you're consistent. Vibrancy is going to make your life worth living, but you got to put some consistency in it. Otherwise, it's not going to show up. I love my word of the year. I don't know, maybe it's never going to change. But consistency, it's just like, I always think, yep, I got to get consistent. Got to get this done. Show up and have it done. You do that. You show up for yourself like this and being consistent and building that bridge, you're going to see a completely different side of you, a new way of living your life. Like Jocelyn, you're going to have the strength, you're going to be mentally strong, and you're going to be able to do what you need to do to stay on track, just like Jocelyn. Be like Jocelyn. Be like Sarah. Be like Joanne. Be like Noreen. Do the work consistently, daily basis. Deal? Peace be with you. Thank you for joining me today. I love it. You'd be consistent with your word if you kept it from year to year. That's true. That's absolutely true. Good point, Sarah. I will see you on Monday for Motivational Monday. We'll have a whole new theme going on. And there's my girl, Lily. Hi, Lily. I just want to have a beautiful, wonderful Sunday. We will be dark. Our team will be taking some time off, but I'm really looking forward to seeing you on Monday. Peace be with you. Bye-bye.
Thanks for watching. You can find us on YouTube on the Saving Dinner channel or on the Saving Dinner Facebook page. Check back daily for new episodes, Monday to Saturday at 1 p.m. Eastern. If you missed the live show, you can watch the replay. Until next time, pinkies up.